Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be doing a meal prep, and this is going to be a little bit of a different theme because the last one did so well. You guys asked me to do more meal preps and I'm stoked to do them because I think they're a really fun challenge. This one's theme is going to be high protein muscle building meals. And just as a side, like just bonus, all of the food that I bought, I wasn't trying to make it cheap or anything like that, but all of it together was under $30. So that's pretty sweet for it being high protein. Let's jump into this. 3 different meals, all very simple. If you know me, my channel, I make it simple. So stick around and let's jump into this. So what you're gonna need for meal number 1 is some beans of your choice. I'm using pinto beans here. I've been kind of changing around the beans that I use, and I don't know, they all taste really great to me. Some of them have different textures and stuff. Try out some different beans. I've got some corn here. Then I have some salsa. They didn't have my favorite salsa at the store, so I got this interesting new one. It's Habanero Lucky's salsa, so we'll see if this is good. I've got 2 limes here. If you don't really like limes or just any lemon or lime juice in your stuff, you don't need to have it. 2 avocados, and in this pot I have 2 cups of dry quinoa that has been now cooked and is ready for eating. Okay, again, if you have ever watched my channel, you know I like simple recipes, so we're just going to add everything into the pot together. So there's 2 cups of pinto beans, about a cup of corn going in there as well. Then I'm gonna take my salsa here and I'm gonna use as much as you guys wanna use. I mean, if you want it less salsa-y, that's totally fine. You can get less salt and stuff from your salsa. Or if you wanna use as much as you want to spice it up, make it taste how you want, use as much as you want. Okay, so while that cooks, I wanna show you guys a cool little avocado trick. Also, check out these 2 little guys. You guys just waiting for the food? Are you waiting? Yeah. Look at, this is Daisy and this is Lola. So I'm gonna show you how to cut avocados into slices like you see on Instagram. I've already kind of done it here, but I'll show you. Basically, you're just gonna cut this in half. Cut it like that, using the seed to guide your knife. Flip it open, stab this bitch, boom! Slide, twist. All right, so this is not the most perfect avocado, but you'll still get the idea. You're just gonna take your knife and just cut lines all the way down to the skin of the avocado. And then after we cut these pre-made slices, we just take a spoon and just like a kiwi, we're gonna slide this spoon as close to the flesh, the skin of the avocado as we can. And we get the whole avocado out and you get these perfect little slices, which are really easy to distribute. Boom! Avocado hack, now you know. Okay, so now I'm just going to evenly distribute this into my 5 different Tupperware here. All right, and just like that, there is meal number 1 plated into 5 different little carrying cases here. We got the half limes that you can take it and squeeze it right before you eat the meal. That way it's like kind of fresher. And then we have the avocado that we sliced up there and a little bit extra there. And so this is kind of just like a nice Mexican salsa chipotle dish. And it's kind of just a different flavor pop and it tastes really good. Yeah, first meal looks good, right?
Amazing.
Looks good, huh?
Mwah. Wow, those look really good, Dave.
They look good, right? The first meal looks really nice. I'm really excited about it.
I can't wait to try it.
It's really tasty. So now Sammy just got home from work, so she's gonna be able to film me a little bit more, so this is gonna be a little bit easier. We're gonna get some better angles in here, hopefully. And so for meal number 2, what we're gonna need is almond milk or whatever nut milk you wanna use, some veggie broth, low or normal sodium. We got garbanzo beans. These are awesome because they have no salt added. Usually garbanzo beans in cans have a ton of salt. We got a dirty nutritional yeast coming out to the end of it, which is always a sad day for us vegans. Then I have 3.5 cups of broccoli. I got it in a bag. Again, I'm at someone else's house, so I just don't have the normal stuff that I have. And then I have 5 pounds of russet potatoes. Just gonna get some water boiling in a giant pot. And then we are also going to need a bunch of russet potatoes. I would probably even do more than this, but I ran out. So right here we have 8 medium-ish size russet potatoes. Okay, so we're gonna do a soup, like a chowder, and because of that, we do not need to be too specific about how we cut this up, because we're just gonna blend it all. So just whatever chunks, just so it cooks a little bit faster, make it a little bit easier for us. So we're just gonna throw these chunks into the boiling water. Okay, now after letting our potatoes boil for about 10-15 minutes, you want them to be able to just slide off of a knife whenever you poke it in there. You basically want them to become nice and mushy and ready to be blended. So we're just going to drain this and then we're going to pour it into a blender and blend this up. So I have a really tiny blender here, but if I had a bigger one, I'd be able to do it all in one go. Whoops. Oh well. So we're just gonna do this in a couple batches, and we are also going to be adding the broccoli in during this phase. So we're gonna blend the broccoli into potatoes. You will not even taste them, but you'll be getting some greens in, which is kind of nice. Now in total, you're gonna be using 4 cups of almond milk in this. And again, I have a small blender, so I'm just gonna be using portions. But by the end of it, I will use 4 cups of almond milk. And using nut milk kind of adds this nice creaminess to the base. And we're also gonna add veggie broth once it's into the pot, once we're done blending it. Now we're going to add a little bit of protein. So we have some garbanzo beans. These are no salt added, and we have about 3.5 cups here. This kind of adds a chunk, like it makes the soup not just one consistency, but also obviously it has tons of protein, which is really nice too. Just gonna mix that in there. Next up we have nutritional yeast, which adds like a cheesy flavor, which is really nice, but it also has B12, some other good nutrients in there, and it also has a ton of protein, and we are almost out. So I'd say we have maybe about 3 tablespoons, but you could, I mean, seriously, you could go hard on this. If you want it to be kind of cheesy, you could do, you know, up to 10 tablespoons if you had the money for it. Last thing we're gonna add is some salt to the mix, because that's what's gonna make it really pop. We have vegetable broth. I guess I could just use some salt right now if I just wanted to bring up the salt content. I don't actually need to use vegetable broth. I'm just gonna add a little bit more volume. Hopefully it all fits into our meal prep dishes. But here we go, we're gonna use 2 cups of veggie broth. So we're just gonna let this simmer for like 5-10 minutes just to let everything get together, and that's it. And then it's gonna be done, we can plate it.
Good idea, babe. This is a really good idea.
Thanks, dude. In our final meal here, we have baked potatoes. You could do sweet potatoes too, but if you don't want to bake them, because I know it does take a long time to use the oven, you could definitely just microwave them. That's totally fine. They're gonna be cold when you eat them anyways. But this is a little special technique that I really like when I cook potatoes in the oven, or really even in the microwave either. You need to poke them, right, so that they don't explode, but if you cut them vertically like this, what happens is when they cook in the oven, they kind of split open right here, and then it makes it very easy to pull them apart and eat them in like giant chips, or just be able to open them up and kind of smear stuff on them. So it's a really big tip. So we're gonna do any type of beans that you wanna do. I have the dark red kidney beans here, so I'm gonna do 2.5 cups of these. Got a block of tempeh, which is really awesome. Never tried tempeh before. It's made from the same thing that tofu is, but it's also fermented, so it's got that probiotics in there, but also it's just got like a crunch to it. It's really weird looking, looks like brains, I always say, but it is really, really good, and there's a ton of protein in it. So just in this 1 block of tempeh, there is 48 grams of protein, so it's really awesome. 2 bags of mixed veg, so this is adding up to 4 cups of mixed veg, and then finally we're going to flavor it with some barbecue sauce, but you could use any sauce that you want. This one is just a Target brand. This is Simply Balanced Organic Barbecue Sauce, and I just got it really because it has a low amount of sodium, which is, for me, something I'm not trying to do tons of sodium every single day. Forgive me for this frying pan. It got burnt, and we cannot clean it for the life of us. We're tried so hard, put a lot of elbow grease into it, as Sammy put it, but we couldn't get it clean. And secondly, if this was my house, I would always start with onions and garlic for this dish and for the soup dish, but again, we're not at my normal house, so we're just working with what we have. But first, we're gonna put all the mixed veg in there, and then we're gonna take the tempeh block, and instead of cutting it or doing anything like that, we're just gonna crumble it into as like fine a texture as we can. Just basically making it like lentil shapes, but instead of it being lentils, it is tempeh, the protein powerhouse of the vegan gods. Okay, so we're just gonna cook it on high for like 3 or 4 minutes just to get a little bit of a toasty crunch on the outsides of the vegetables as well as the tempeh. And then we're gonna add everything else in, and this will be done. Telling you, simple recipe is the way to go. The mixed veg have cooked down for a little bit, and now we are throwing in the kidney beans, and then also we are going to put the barbecue sauce in there. Again, this is one of those things that you use as much as you want to use, but we're gonna aim for something like 6 to 8 tablespoons ourselves. But yeah, seriously, if you want to season it with more, just account for it in your macros, track it the way that you want to track it. Now Sammy is gonna help me by plating our barbecue mixture over here equally into these 5 dishes. Also, you notice that I have pulled out the baked potato. As I said, it kind of splits open, which is really convenient, so then you can open it really easily when you want to eat it later. And again, you can use yams or sweet potatoes, whatever you want. We just got white potatoes. Oh yeah, and of course I forgot to mention, there is a big bed, as you can see, of just some raw spinach here that just goes across the whole plate. So there you have it, my friends and family. We just finished up maybe about an hour, 15 minutes of total cooking time, and we have 5 different days worth of 3 different meals. And obviously, if your calories are higher or lower than this, you can adjust the serving sizes so that it kind of fits your needs. Just track it with the ingredients that you use. I've seriously been really enjoying these meal preps, especially doing like different styles. I think it's gonna be really fun for me. So this one, again, high protein. Next one, I don't know. What do you guys want to see for a meal prep? I would love to hear some ideas. If you did enjoy this video, it always helps me out so much. If you give it a thumbs up, helps get out to way more people. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Team Beyond the Week, CT.
Lift heavy or die Myron, motherfucker.
Team Beyond the Week.
CT, lift heavy or die Myron.